Toastmaster and honored guest. I just got back from a trip to Scandinavia and had a wonderful time, and with my significant other. And you know, when you go on a trip with someone and are with them 24 hours a day, you'll learn things that you didn't really know when in your regular life. Because in your regular life, you don't spend that much time with them. And for example, you get up in the morning, I do my exercises, I kiss my girlfriend goodbye, we live together, and you know, you don't really, if I teach you something that night, you may not see them the rest of the day. But if you're with them 24 hours a day, some habits that originally you kind of overlook can become a little bit annoying. The first one is the sun. Now I'm a big fan about not looking about the sun. My brother had skin cancer and about 35 years ago, and since that time I've just been very careful with the suntan lotion, hat and everything like that. My girlfriend is like Dracula. She just is very concerned about the sun. And in fairness, in Taiwan, they have a big concern about the sun. You know, they wear masks, they have all these different things they put on. But it gets a little hard when you're looking out and you go to a restaurant, you go someplace else, and you have to check the sun out and see where that's located. And you go to a different, we went to Airbnbs, air, bread and breakfasts. And there, so you had to check out and close off all the curtains, check the whole place out and whatnot. So that got a little bit difficult. Not very funny, but difficult. The next thing is restaurants. Some people, when they go in a restaurant, they have to check the place out very carefully. And it's almost like they're buying the place. They want to check the menu, they want to check the different things around the restaurant, they want to look around and see what's there, they want to check all the different things, they want to talk to the owner, talk about the food, talk about what's there, go talk to the cook in the back, etc. And at some point, you get a little hungry, you just want to eat. And after this goes on and on, you just give up. You don't care if they're feeding you poison, you just want to get some food. So that can be a problem as well. Also, it's how fast you eat. Now, I've gotten a complaint before. I eat too fast. My father ate too fast. My mother used to tell me, Michael, stop eating so fast. And I just got it from him because I spent like 3 months traveling across the country. And so that can be a challenge as well, because some people like to eat slow and some people like to eat fast. And usually, so if you go into a restaurant every day, you kind of notice that. Also, I do tend to eat portions of the other person if they're there and they're not done yet, and what they have looks very good, and it usually does look very good, then I tend to eat some of theirs. Oh, that looks good, can I have some of that? And so, okay, but after a while, that can be annoying for them as well. Another thing is view of time. The Scandinavians have a term for it. They call it time optimistic. Basically means getting there just at the right point in time. When I'm taking a train or getting on a plane, if I'm on a train, I like to get there 15 minutes before. Because, you know, just be ready. A plane, I like to be in the lounge an hour before, because you just never know what's going to happen. So the two of us were going from Stockholm. We landed in Stockholm. There's a nice flight from Oakland to Stockholm. You can take them. It's a direct flight. It's really pretty good. Oh, it's like 10 hours long. It's still a direct flight. And so we got to Stockholm, and we stayed there for 5 days in one of these R&Bs, and then went from there by train into Copenhagen. So we decided, you know, it'd take about an hour to get ready, or to get to the train. So about 40, you know, it was getting later, and girlfriend said, oh, so why don't we just, I think we'll be okay, should be no problem. So she started out, and she started going down the street, et cetera, and she looked so confident. She was just driving this way and then going this way. It just seemed like she was getting us right there. And finally, about 15 minutes before we were supposed to be there, she turned and said, I don't know where this place is. I'm totally lost. So I turned to someone and I said, where's the train? The train station. And this was the one person in Sweden who didn't speak English. Everybody in Sweden speaks English. It's a great thing about going there. They just all speak English. Also Denmark, they all speak, and also Norway. I mean, even you go to the 7-Eleven and the person speaks English. And their English isn't just English. It's very good English. They speak a little bit of an English accent, and they speak everything very precisely. And it's just a nice thing. You know, it's just, you're not really in a foreign country. I mean, you're in a foreign country, but they all speak English. So, you know, they make you feel comfortable. It makes it easier. So anyway, we happened to run into the one person who didn't speak English. And they said something which I didn't really understand going this way. So we raced going that way. We got there, but that really wasn't enough, because you can ride a bike in Copenhagen and Stockholm. You get it for like $20. You can get a bike for 3 days. And they have these different bike racks. So you pull the bike off, and then you drive around. And then when you get ready to leave the bike again, you put the bike rack back on, and you're done. You just walk away, and someone else can use the bike again. Well, we got to the train station. There was 5 minutes left. And so we had to then find one of these bike racks that you could put the thing on. And so someone directed us to where the bike rack, we put the bike on, we ran to the train, and just as we jumped in the train, the door shut, and we took off. And my girlfriend said, it's great, we made it, that was really good. And I was just freaked out the whole way. And that was the difference. She thought this was a great accomplishment to get in the train right when the train was leaving. That was just perfect timing. And I was just kind of freaked out. So that is kind of a difference that you realize when you're with someone all the time. And not to get into bathroom humor, but I do wonder what women do in the bathroom for so long. Our girlfriend and I live together, and so we have there's two bathrooms. So she goes in the bathroom. I just always assumed she wanted some alone time when she was there so long. But you know, we now are in these R&Bs, and there you just have one bathroom and usually 3 people. And you know, I can go in about 10 minutes, I'm done with absolutely everything, you know, shaving, wash, haircut, and everything like that. And she goes in and she's there for an hour. And you know, we go in and I don't see too much different. So it's just, you know, it's just what you do in there. You know, maybe her hair's a little wet, but it's just kind of strange. I've never been able to figure out what these women do. And I can't imagine two women being married or whatever, what goes on. They must have to have 3 bathrooms because it would just be a real problem. So should you go to another country with your significant other? There is, of course, you have a great time. What are you going to do? First of all, I wouldn't have even gone. You know, let's face it, I just would have stayed here. Let's just stay here. I said, no, I want to go. I said, all right, here we go. So we go. And we had a great time, and she kind of arranged the whole trip, which made it easy. We saved a bunch of money on all these different R&Bs, which are really a great way to go. And we went to this restaurant, and they sang in Italian and did all these nice things, and we did a little dance for them. And then this other place we went, they had this stage, and nobody was dancing up there. So we went up in this dance and flipped over this way, flipped over this way, flipped over this way, and everybody cheered and got up and cheered and gave us a big ovation. So we just, going with the other significant other can, of course, make the trip what it is. And that's a great memory and a wonderful, wonderful time. But you might want to not to take too much time because you'll find out you might want to shorten the trip a little bit because you're going to find out some things you don't necessarily want to know. Thanks very much.